Here's a terrifying fact. Most Americans will run out of money in retirement. And it's not because they didn't work hard or care about their future. It's because the math just doesn't work and nobody warned them in time. In this video, I'll walk you through the real reason so many retirees are running out of money, what you need to watch out for, and how you can avoid becoming part of the retirement crisis that's growing in silence. So, the median retirement savings for Americans between ages 55 and 64 is around $185,000. That might sound like a decent nest egg, but when you break it down over a 20 or 30-year retirement, it's nowhere near enough. If you withdraw just 4% per year, that's around $7,400 annually before taxes. That's $616 a month. Can you live off of that? Now, some people didn't save because they didn't try, but for many, it's because wages stagnated, student loan debt lingered, healthcare costs rose, and the cost of living outpaced their income. The system wasn't meant for long term individual savings, it was built for pensions, which most people don't have anymore. Thanks to advances in medicine and lifestyle changes, we're now living longer than ever. That's great news until you realize your money has to stretch for 25 to 30 years instead of 10 to 15. So let's do the math. If you retire at age 65 and live to 92, that's 27 years of needing to pay rent, food, healthcare, transportation, and emergencies without a paycheck. Most people plan for a shorter retirement than they actually end up living. That leads to people downsizing later in life, returning to work in their 70s, or becoming fully dependent on others. A 65-year-old couple today is expected to spend around $350,000 on healthcare during retirement. That doesn't include long-term care, dental, or vision. It's just doctor visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, and insurance premiums. And let's be clear, Medicare isn't free and it doesn't cover everything. There are premiums, deductibles, and copays. Plus, the parts of healthcare it doesn't touch, like nursing homes or extended rehab. Many people underestimate just how much of their retirement budget will go to staying healthy. If you're not planning for these costs, they could wipe out your savings faster than you expected. Inflation might not sound scary, but it's the slow, silent killer of retirement wealth. Let's say inflation averages 3% per year. Over 20 years, your $500,000 nest egg won't feel like $500,000 anymore. It'll feel more like $275,000. That's nearly half your purchasing power gone. And if inflation spikes, as we've seen recently, it eats into your money even faster. If your investments aren't growing faster than inflation, you're actually losing money, even if you're not spending a dime. Nearly 40% of retirees rely on Social Security for at least 90% of their income. That's incredibly risky because Social Security was never designed to be your only source of money in retirement. The average monthly benefit in 2025 is around $1,900, which is less than $23,000 a year. And remember, that's before Medicare premiums and taxes. Relying solely on Social Security means you're at the mercy of federal adjustments, political decisions, and rising costs, none of which are in your control. So the truth is, most Americans don't run out of money in retirement because they were careless. They ran out because they were uninformed, underprepared, and never had someone tell them what they just heard today. If this video opened your eyes, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, and subscribe, because the more people who understand this, the more we can prevent the retirement crisis from getting worse. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.